They actually have the Overheat, and you already know what it is. 1 HP Skarmory, about to get that bang! 1 HP KO. Because ain't nobody trying to watch an Azumarill mirror here. There's a heat wave right here, and this Stunfisk is about to feel it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP. And if you're a returning subscriber like Tyler Moline, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at the Open Great League. So these are not Remix Cup battles. This is the Open Great League where anything goes. These battles were submitted to the channel by WuTangFinancial. So thank you very much for the submission. And they feature a pretty interesting team here with MEW running an unconventional moveset in the form of Ice Beam and Overheat. So definitely looking to catch a couple of opponents off guard there with that moveset. Azumarill and Talonflame in the back. This team on PvPoke is rated quite poorly. I believe the coverage was actually an F. Main reason for that, you're going to look at the backline. It is quite weak to things like maybe Bastiodon, Lanturn, Cast Form. There are a lot of weaknesses here that the MEW doesn't really cover for with that particular moveset, so you could run into some issues, but we'll see how this team works in these battles. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button, it really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so let's jump right into these battles. We got WuTangFinancial leading the MEW with Overheat and Ice Beam, a very unconventional moveset, but it can catch opponents off guard. And this is one of those Pokemon that you might catch off guard right here. Alolan Ninetales in the lead, running Charm, gonna go straight for that Overheat here. If the opponent chooses not to shield this, we're gonna see a one-shot KO. Overheat coming through. Does the opponent know? Bang! There it is, Overheat. One-shots the Ninetales. Opponent doesn't want the smoke. They literally got smoked up right there. Can't take the heat. Gotta get out of the battle. I guess that's a good banging start to the video. Let's hop into match number 2. And we got a Bastiodon. It's a pretty horrible lead right here. And I should quickly note that these battles are not 2 consecutive sets worth of battles. These are 10 hand-selected battles submitted to the channel by this trainer. So I don't want to mislead anybody into thinking that this team wins every time, because it definitely does not. These are just the battles that we were submitted to the channel, but they are not 10 battles in a row from 2 consecutive sets. Anyways, takes the Stone Edge here and swaps out into the Azumarill. You can see this team is quite weak to Bastiodon, so it needs to do a bit of chip damage there with the Overheat and then swap out into the Azumarill. It's pretty much the only counter left for that Bastiodon right here. The opponent's going to come in with a Sableye here after throwing a Stone Edge at the Azumarill. Play Rough comes through, and at this point, the Azumarill is going to have a pretty rough time here. We'll get one shot by a return. You can see this Azumarill does have very, very strong IVs right here. Definitely XL, probably like a rank 2 or something, because that is very, very strong. 0 attack, 14 defense, 15 HP. Foul play comes through, and this is going to be a second foul play. So the Azumarill actually going to choose to burn a shield here in order to get off this Play Rough. And that's actually going to be enough to knock out the Sableye, I believe, here. So Azumarill showing that bulk right there, the XL Azumarill taking out the Sableye, still has a shield as well, and the Bastiodon comes back in. So MEW gonna come in here, look to get to this Overheat, and I believe in this range, Overheat actually should be enough to take out this Bastiodon. This is actually really good because you get to keep the Talonflame away from it, and at this point, it does seem like the Bastiodon Sableye Medicham line, and there is the Talonflame in the back, going for the Brave Bird, and this Medicham about to get one shot right here. Brave Bird coming through, bang! There it is, Medicham can't take the heat, and it looks like this is going to be a video full of bangs, so let's keep it going right here. Next matchup, we got MEW into another Alolan Ninetales. Okay, so we saw the first match, they're running Charm. This time they're running the Powder Snow, but it really shouldn't change too much. Going straight for the Overheat right here. Seems like nobody ever expects the Overheat coming through. Here it comes, bang! There it is, Ninetales gets taken out. That is 3 in a row. Sableye coming in here, and once again, a situation where we could be seeing a potential Sableye Medicham core in the back. So we see the Azumarill come in here, return gets shielded, so that's a very nice call right here. Going for the Play Rough, and let's see if the Sableye decides to shield this up, which they do. Now, shielding the first return is obviously very good. If you get baited with the foul play, it makes this matchup a lot more difficult for the Azumarill. But at this point, you could survive one return here We see that come through. Azumarill going for the Play Rough once again. And the opponent is going to burn the second shield, so they might be very weak to Azumarill in the back. It may be another situation where we see the Medicham in the back again. So Talonflame going to come through here. Opponent may think that they're pretty safe right now with the Azumarill going down, keeping away from their Medicham, but the problem is this Talonflame is going to be absolutely loaded on energy and actually able to farm down there. Now it is a Medicham in the back, so you already know what it means. Another Brave Bird coming through. Bang! There it is. Medicham gets taken out. Talonflame one shine. The avatar doesn't even want to celebrate, just posing there. Like, this is easy work right here. WuTangFinancial gang putting in the work. Mew into Hypno. Pretty nice lead right here, of course. Shadow Claw going to be doing super effective damage. And at this point, let's see if they go for the overheat here. It is going to build up quite a bit here. The Hypno also building up for the potential Shadow Ball here. So even if they don't have Shadow Ball, probably going to try and bait. Overheat comes through. That does a lot of damage. And looks like they tried to swap out, but they were late. So going to shield this up, they do have enough energy for a Shadow Ball. So only a Fire Punch. The opponent swaps out into Azumarill. And look at this Mew. It's going to build up so much energy right here. Tried to swap out into the Azumarill again. A little bit late right there. So it is going to take this Ice Beam that does not KO. And exits with just enough health to potentially get to back-to-back moves. So we're going to speed this up right here because this is not what people are here to see. A Azumarill mirror match. So going straight for the Play Rough right here. And you can see this is pretty straightforward. Just want to go for Play Rough. And I think in the lower ranks, especially in like Ace rank, it is pretty common to sneak in the extra fast moves. So if you have a pretty decent understanding of fast move denial and stuff, you could definitely benefit from those types of matchups. We saw that this trainer did sneak in the extra bubble there, definitely going to benefit, and they ended up winning the mirror match there. So Skarmory comes in, and this match is basically over because there is a Talonflame in the back. The Hypno does have a move though, gets farmed down here. Remember, the Mew has a lot of energy, so probably going to come in with the Talonflame here, hoping that the opponent throws blindly, and since the Mew is so low, it's very likely to be a Sky Attack here, which it is, and that means that they'll probably get to one more here, but the Talonflame could, I mean, if they shield here, it's going to be risky because the Hypno may be at a move here, but the opponent swaps out in the middle of the Incinerate animation, which means the Hypno goes down, and now the Skarmory going to have to take this Flame Charge right here, going to get the shield, and the Talonflame should be able to get to the second Flame Charge here, which is going to get the shield. The Mew will swap in and pretty much win this game. Should have an Ice Beam ready to go. They actually have the Overheat, and you already know what it is. 1 HP Skarmory, about to get that bang! 1 HP KO to the Skarmory. And this Mew has no mercy for any Pokemon in this meta. It's going after everybody right here. Overheat Mew, bring in the smoke. Let's hop into the next battle. So we got Mew leading into a Froslass right here. And this is not the greatest matchup actually. You can see that these Shadow Claws are doing a lot of damage. And look at this, the opponent swaps out into Stunfisk. They would actually reach these same moves, the moves at the same time. And that matchup's actually IV dependent, deciding who's going to win CMP there. If it's a very high ranked Froslass with a 0 attack stat maybe, Mew might win CMP there. So the opponent does make an excellent catch onto the Stunfisk, and Stunfisk a bit of a problem for this backline as well, as you can see. So Azumarill coming in here is dealing super effective damage there with the bubbles, and the opponent is going to throw a discharge which gets the shield, and the Azumarill here are going to go for the Ice Beam. This will be enough to take out the Stunfisk if the opponent decides to let it go through, but they decide to shield instead. So at this point, discharge definitely isn't going to be enough to take out the Azumarill. So interested to see what the opponent is planning here. Actually swap out into Froslass, and this is going to be enough to take out the Azumarill here. Likely going to be only an Avalanche, but that's enough to take out the extra thick XL Azumarill. Here comes the Talonflame, and going to decide to no shield here. Avalanche is going to hurt, but saving that shield and going to be able to farm down. No, they cannot farm down, so that's a little bit of a, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point because they should be able to just throw the move here, but they're going to swap out to the Mew instead and farm down this Stunfisk, which is very nice. There is a Medicham in the back. The opponent doesn't want the smoke. I do not blame them. They don't want to get hit by that Brave Bird right there. So let's continue on here with the battles. We got Toxtega in the next match, and we are leading the Mew once again into a Mandibuzz. So this is a horrible lead right here for the Mew, but could threaten with a potential Wild Charge. Decides to swap out, probably trying to catch the move onto the Azumarill, and gets met by a Venusaur. So hard counter lead, hard counter safe switch. But the one benefit about drawing out the Venusaur here is that you can actually farm it down with the Talonflame after and get loaded on energy. So let's see if that's what this trainer decides to do here. Frenzy Plant coming through, not enough to KO and just barely not able to get to that Ice Beam here. Coming in with the Talonflame, the opponent throws blindly, so this is likely going to be a Frenzy Plant and they're gonna get farmed down here. So Talonflame gets a bit of energy there. Machamp comes in, so it's gonna take a Flame Charge here. Could potentially be a Brave Bird, so the opponent likely going to shield this up. A little bit of lag there, you love to see it. And they do in fact shield. Now they swap out into Mandibuzz. So this definitely won't KO. I think you build up to the Brave Bird here and throw that at the Mandibuzz. You kind of need to at this point. If the opponent decides to shield here, then I mean you're still in a decent spot because you'll have 2 shields to 0 and you still have an Ice Beam for this Mandibuzz. So the opponent does shield that up, comes in with the Mew, gonna have to shield up this foul play right here and then look to throw the Ice Beam. Will it be enough to take out the Mandibuzz? Probably not. Mandibuzz is very, very tanky. So probably need maybe an Ice Beam and then a farm down with Shadow Claw. Yes, they're gonna have to farm down, but that means that the Mandibuzz will get to another move here. So gonna shield up here. The Machamp shouldn't be at a Rock Slide yet, so should be able to win this game. Machamp comes back in going for the Overheat. This should only be a Cross Chop, so Mew is going to survive. Cross Chop coming through, and that means another Overheat. Machamp about to get on that barbecue grill. Bang! There it is. Machamp doesn't want the smoke. Mandibuzz did because it stayed in, took that loss, and let's hop in to the next battle. Jeez, Mew is going off in this video. Absolutely insane. Overheat is a legit move for Mew. And look at this, speaking of Overheat, here comes the Skarmory, and you already know this thing's about to get hit. Now the thing is, this could be Wild Charge, so the Skarmory should probably be shielding no matter what here, but let's see what the opponent does. Overheat coming through. Bang! There it is. One shot the Skarmory. It's like these opponents don't even know, but I'm actually shocked that the opponent let that go through. That is a big call because Wild Charge potential. I know most people don't like to throw Wild Charge that early, but that opponent definitely gets wrong, and we got Azumarill onto Azumarill action here. So you know what that means? We're gonna speed it up because ain't nobody trying to watch an Azumarill mirror here. So this is about 300x speed right here. And it's still taking a long time, but you can see sneaking in the extra bubbles here. Definitely think that's something you could take advantage of in the lower ratings. The higher up you go, the more difficult it does become. But I think if you practice this, especially in the lower ranked battles, you could definitely take advantage. Ice Beam coming through, and Azumarill able to, well, the opponent's Azumarill swaps out, but it's going to have to take this Ice Beam right here onto the Swampert, and here comes the Talonflame. So not the greatest matchup, however, it does have a shield advantage here and sneaks in the extra Incinerate, which is huge. So we're going to use both shields here on the Hydro Cannons and basically should be able to get to 2 Brave Birds, which will be enough to take out this Swampert here. No point to bait at this point. And yeah, you'll shield up this Hydro Cannon here, should be CMP tie. If it's not CMP tie, you really hope you do not overtap. There's the Brave Bird. This will be enough to take out the Swampert. And Talonflame gonna close out this game in style. This is like 2 nuke Pokemon right here. Actually, Talonflame gonna get hit by this Ice Beam here. Probably gonna knock out the Talonflame right there. Yes, it does. But we got a Mew. Look at this BM right here. Going for the Overheat on the Azumarill. It doesn't matter if you're a water type. Bang! There it is. You love the 1 HP bangs because those ones hit the hardest. Absolute overkill right there with the resisted damage. We got the next battle right here. Mew into a Stunfisk. This is a Galarian Stunfisk right here. So pretty good matchup for Mew, especially with this Mew set right here. We got Overheat, we got Ice Beam. Now let's see what Mew's gonna do. Actually gonna go straight for the Overheat here. So if you face this trainer, Wu-Tang, remember, they do not bait. They go straight for the Overheats. Bang! There it is. Stunfisk going for probably an Earthquake here, so wouldn't be surprised to see a shield, which they do. Opponent probably gonna swap out to prevent the farm now. Coming in with the Pelipper, and here comes Azumarill. So not the easiest of matches here when you are down a shield, but we'll see how this plays out. Going straight for the Ice Beam. Opponent lets that go through, and if this is a Hurricane, they pretty much need to land the Hurricane too in this matchup, so it does correctly shield that. That's a big call. I think it makes sense there because the opponent probably thinks it's very unlikely to want to go down 2 shields, so going for the Hurricane makes sense on the opponent's part. and did correctly shield that, thankfully. Going for another Ice Beam, that time does get the shield. And now another Hurricane gonna come through here from the Pelipper. As you can see, it does not KO. That means Azumarill will get to another move, but the opponent makes a great sack onto the Stunfisk here, trying to overfarm, probably still gonna KO. No, actually gets a free bubble out of that, so that's very nice there, but it's not going to matter. Venusaur comes in, and because the opponent made that switch, they are now switch locked into this matchup, and this is not where you want to be against a Talonflame. Sludge Bomb does hurt for sure, but Flame Charge is no joke. Gonna be boosting these Incinerates. Try to undercharge there. Pelipper comes back in. At this point, the Pelipper is kind of the win condition, but I believe Mew can just come in here and pretty much Shadow Claw down at this point. So this game is pretty much over. Opponent not making use of that shield, saving it for Season 9. Let's hop into the next battle. Ryosock with the Mew t-shirt on. So if anybody's gonna know about the Mew, it's definitely this opponent. Look at that, they are prepared for the Mew with that Obstagoon lead. Horrible lead right here, so swaps out into Talonflame. And not very often you'll see Talonflame operating as a safe switch, but against an Obstagoon, of course, Azumarill is the hard counter to that, so makes sense to come in here with the Talonflame. Draws out a Tentacruel actually, which goes for the Acid Spray, and there's no shield there, so going for the Brave Bird right here. They let it go through, holy smokes. And at this point, the Talonflame actually going to be able to win this match in the 0 shields, which is absolutely insane. I think the Tentacruel needed to consider building up for the Hydro Pump there to at least threaten a potential shield, but the opponent didn't do that, so they win switch. This means Azumarill is now locked onto this Obstagoon, and the opponent built up so much energy before swapping out into the Nidoqueen. So going for the Ice Beam right here, and that's going to get a shield from the Nidoqueen. Looks like Azumarill is actually staying in here. I think I like this play, probably forcing the opponent to throw energy before swapping out into the Mew here. Or no, they're going to stay in and go for another Ice Beam. So it looks like they want to get both shields here actually from the opponent first before swapping out into the Mew. And yeah, now they have a 2 shield advantage. So Nidoqueen going to throw here. This should not threaten the Mew, especially because it is not a shadow. Going for the Poison Fang and getting to the Ice Beam right here should be enough to take out the Nidoqueen right here. But that Obstagoon is still an issue. And remember, it has a lot of energy. It's probably very close to 100 because that thing built up so much before leaving. I don't think it makes sense here to shield because Overheat actually is not enough to take out Obstagoon. Only does about 50%. So saving both shields for the Azumarill and basically just try to get to the play rough is definitely the play here. Lets the first one go through. Can't really counter down, but getting a little bit risky here. Going for the Night Slash. This Obstagoon is absolutely loaded, as you could see, and it does get to another Night Slash. So a good thing you save both shields here for the Azumarill because you just barely make it to this play route. Very well played by the opponent there to put themselves in a position to potentially win this match, but Azumarill a bit too much to overcome, especially after taking switch advantage. So let's hop into the next battle. This is the final battle of the video. We got Tom OTG and we got a Mew into another Galarian Stunfisk. So you know what that means. There is a big overheat coming through. There's a heat wave right here and this Stunfisk is about to feel it. Overheat, they never shield, so let's just get it ready right now. Bang! There it is. Stunfisk swaps out into a Seaking, which isn't the greatest. Look at this, they get the sack this time. Been trying that move the whole video and always not getting there, just a bit too late. This time timed it perfectly, catching the move onto the Azumarill. Of course, this is not a great answer for Seaking, but there really isn't a great answer for Seaking on this team. So Seaking, a bit of a core breaker right here, going for the play rough, and the opponent lets that go through. And the Azumarill here gonna get to this play rough again. Wow, the opponent looks like they're overfarming a lot of energy right here, so they're gonna have to shield at this point, which they do, but they might commit to the complete farm down here. And this is not a great situation to be in, but does have 2 shields still. So let's see if they come in with the Mew. They do, and they're gonna win CMP here, which forces the opponent to burn their last shield because they have a lot of energy right here. So now they have 2 shields to 0. Might even decide to let this go through here and then look to come in with the Talonflame. The opponent's dumping all their energy here. Looks like they're going to let the Mew go down here. Its job's pretty much done here, already landed the overheat. Come in with the Talonflame with 2 shields. And the issue here is that you can't reset the debuff anymore, so you are going to get this Ice Wind. Actually letting this go through here too, which I think is a bit of a risky play, because if they have something on the back, like say maybe, I don't know, a Bastiodon, potentially could get farmed down here. It's a Swampert. If Swampert had a move like Waterfall, you could be in danger here, but it is only Mudshot that has access to, of course. so not going to be too much of an issue. Going for the, okay, getting a phone call in the middle of the battle. So you see right there, the opponent doing everything they can to avoid the smoke here, trying to call up their phone, but this trainer, Wu-Tang, doesn't care. They're gonna win that game regardless. Very solid battles with everyone catching the smoke. So those were the battles featuring the Overheat Ice Beam Mew, absolutely demolishing. Like, it's hot in here right now from all that heat, so much smoke everywhere. Mew, literally a god with Overheat. Really enjoyed this moveset. Very entertaining battles. Thank you so much for the submission. Now, once again, I do want to mention that these battles were handpicked by this trainer before being submitted to the channel. These were not 2 consecutive sets, so take that into consideration when building this team. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.